Let's come together for the Dreamforce Trailblazers experience, a space dedicated to demos, luminary sessions, and a whole lot of Trailblazer love. There will be something for everyone, for every line of business in every industry. We'll see the power of Customer 360, share stories of working in a pandemic, hang out with each other and other trailblazers, and be entertained by some surprise guest. Join us starting on December 14th for Dream TX. Good morning. I'm Leah McGowan Hare, and welcome to another one of our live weekly conversations as part of our Leading Through Change series. A chance for you to hear from leaders around the world who are doing their best to get through these challenging times and support their communities. Before we get started, I want to preview the next hour. We'll kick off the hour with a conversation between Martha Walchuk and Sherry Graziano of Truist about how they use automation to empower their employees to deliver a best-in-class 360-degree of customer experience. In the second half of our show, we'll then hear about our newest product solution. Ready? Einstein Automate. Raja Singh will provide an overview followed by a demo to show you how you can build end-to-end workflows in your organization across any industry. And after that, we will close with a special interview and performance from the one and only Meghan Trainor. If you like what you see today, and I guarantee you will, subscribe to get the latest stories from the Salesforce blog every week at salesforce.com/sign up. We talk to leading trailblazers, thought leaders, and customers to learn how they are putting the customer at the center of everything they do. Subscribe now to stay informed with all the latest information. And as we do every week on Leading Through Change, we want to help those who need it the most. We're committed to doing everything we can to step up to the urgent challenge of slowing down climate change. We want to create a sustainable, low carbon future for all. An American force use the latest climate science to pioneer new tactics to growing a healthy and resilient force. We love you to join us. Donate today if you can at salesforce.com/trees. That's salesforce.com/trees. Our host, Martha Walchuk, had the chance to sit down the other day with Sherry Graziano from Truist to talk about how Truist uses automation to deliver a best-in-class customer experience. Here's that conversation. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you. Well, what better way to have this conversation about automation than to hear it in real life? How does it come into the business and what is the impact automation can have? And to do that, I am so excited to be joined by one of our incredible customers, the Senior Vice President and Head of Mortgage Omni Experience at Truist, Sherry Graziano. Sherry, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So excited to have this conversation with you. I think there's a lot of insight you have to share. Just for those who may not be familiar, can you tell us a little bit about Truist and the role that you play there?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So Truist is actually the result of a merger of equals between BB&T and SunTrust. It took place just about a year ago in December of 2019. We are headquartered in Charlotte, and we are now the sixth largest commercial bank in the US, and we have total assets of about $449 billion. My role in particular, I have the honor of leading the Truist Mortgage Omni Experience team. And a little bit about that team, what we do, we're really focused on driving client-centric strategy, client experience, and then client deepening initiatives as well. And our team is focused on designing a best-in-class client journey, but really thinking about the opportunity that we have to bridge client expectations. We know that those have radically changed, and thinking about the technology opportunities that exist, and then layering those with the human touch element to develop a best-in-class distinguished client experience. Looking ahead into 2021, I actually have the opportunity to lead the Truist Digital Commerce team. I'm really excited about what's ahead for Truist.
And especially now, obviously this year is nothing like any of us imagined. You talked about customer centricity, and you've obviously shifted your business strategy over the last year. So how do you think about balancing while you're able to keep customer centricity at the core of what you're doing? How do you balance that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's been an interesting year indeed, especially going through a merger at the same time. And at the end of the day, we spend a lot of time talking with our teams about relentless focus on delivering on trust for our clients. And we find ways in which to unify human touch and technology coming together. And when you think about it, if you really equip your teammates who are delivering for your clients, the outcome are usually your business strategies. So we've been laser focused and double down on client experience and delivering on anything we can with regards to technology, especially with what the year has given us. And it's proved to be a really unique year, but actually a very fun and rewarding year as well.
So you talked about equipping your team in the right way. Automation obviously plays a key role in freeing people up to focus on what they do best, but automation is also really broad. So every time I talk to customers, they define it differently. Can you tell us a little bit about what automation means to you at Truist and where you see the value is for it in your business?
Sure. So for us at Truist, we really think about automation sort of a few different ways. So one, it's thinking about where can you reduce perhaps steps in a process for a teammate, and then thinking through as you maybe reduce some of those steps with automation and technology, you may gain and garner additional efficiencies by way of those processes that are traditionally perhaps done in a different manual manner. At the end of the day, we think about direct connections using things like API and RPAs, but we're absolutely focused on how do we provide self-service capabilities that will empower our clients to engage with us the way that they want. And again, thinking through where does that human touch come into play on top of the automation to really have meaningful conversations with our clients.
And you talked about meaningful conversations with clients, and obviously the landscape means we're all pivoting quite a bit. I think I pivot every day, maybe every hour these days. And as you've been changing, like, how do you think about using automation and what the dynamic is that can allow you to help both your customers and your employees?
So I'll give you some examples. I think that might be best. When I thought about what happened with this year in particular, and really starting sort of back in March, when you think about what a pandemic does, and for those of us in housing as well, house is home. It's your safe place. It's an emotional place. And at the end of the day, the minute you may potentially be concerned about how in which you may make your mortgage payment next month, because perhaps you were required to take some time off from work or you were furloughed, whatever those circumstances are, we really had to be prepared for how do we equip clients with rapid acceleration and requests that were coming in literally overnight. I'll not forget the time that a neighbor of mine back in Florida called me and said, I just need the straight answer. What do I do? I'm concerned I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage next month. And you're in mortgage lending. What should I do? And the reality at that moment in time, before we were able to deploy any technology, was you need to pick up the phone and call your lender. And fast forward a few weeks later, and Truist, we were able to deliver self-serve solutions for clients using automation. So things like self-serve forbearance requests, e-sign capability we were able to deploy, and really again empowering our clients with things like chatbots to educate our clients as well early on when they were maybe just had a little bit of a concern or a question, didn't know if they needed help yet, but just needed that level of education. And we could use our chatbots to help educate our clients so they didn't have to pick up the phone and call and wait on hold during normal business hours.
Having that instant access to answers that they need, especially during a time when it is really emotional. I mean, it's scary, and the dynamics continue to change. You mentioned the chatbot, and I know you're answering some common questions there. I think you stood it up in 5 days, right? Can you talk us a little bit through, once you realized that was an opportunity for you, how did you make that change so rapidly?
Yeah. And I'll be the first to say that comes with a lot of cross collaboration with some amazing partners from our digital delivery teams, our client experience group. So it really was a one team effort. But effectively, we had the content that we were already using that was static content that we had put out on our website. And it was education for clients. And we quickly pivoted and used that content that had already been approved by legal and compliance and others to be able to then embed it within an empty Salesforce org that already existed, which we could quickly push into production. And so again, resources came to the table, not only from within Truist, Salesforce resources in particular, but also some of our partners with Salesforce came to the table to rally really behind us to deliver on client experience when our clients needed us the most.
Has it changed the way you think about bringing automation into the customer experience? And the reason I ask that is because when you're introducing technology into an experience where customers need answers very quickly, it's sensitive, it's time sensitive, you have this balance to strike about what it means and is it positively impacting the customer experience. So has this experience in standing up a bot in 5 days, has that changed your approach for how you think about bringing automation into the customer experience more broadly?
Yeah, it absolutely has. I will say it's been an absolutely awesome opportunity to use a use case effectively by way of what you could call a little bit of a crisis, right? And so it has been fun. And I do think that folks will definitely lean in. When you think about really for Truist, one of our core principles is all around what we call T3. And T3 is how do you take technology and add human touch to deliver on trust for our clients? And so when you think about leveraging automation and process flows, and we can truly free up our teammates to deliver high touch to our clients, it allows us to build meaningful relationships that create loyal relationships for life. I will share with you, we have gone out and talked to some of our clients as a result of their experience in the home preservation space in particular. And we heard loud and clear that they felt a level of care because they were able to engage with us in that moment of need when there was concern. And for them, what matters most is that they want to be kept informed along the way. And so if we can give clients resources in a time in which they have that immediate need and satisfaction to be able to get that education, which 30% of our clients are engaging with us outside of normal business hours, it's very telling. There's no doubt in my mind that folks will continue to lean into other automation opportunities to support our clients when, where, and how they so choose.
It's pretty powerful. There's so many things to unpack there. I specifically take away this concept of T3, technology, touch, and trust. I think that is a really powerful, very simple way to think about those three pillars and how are you bringing in technology in the right way, and then using it as an opportunity, like you mentioned, to go and talk to clients and see what their experience is, where their needs are, and having that be a key driver in where you're thinking about taking your strategy next and what is the next thing to do for customers. We've talked about the customer experience. Obviously, on the employee side of the house, there is a lot of opportunity, and we see automation, changing the flow of work, changing the speed of work. And I think one thing that strikes me when I work a lot in the customer service space, and when I talk to supervisors and agents, I just realize, and for all of us as individuals, the mental load of having to remember every step, every bit of the process. You're spending when you have to spend a lot of energy there and you have to context switch between systems, it impacts for a lot of employees the ability to be more empathetic and to really take those opportunities to build trust, to build relationships with customers. So do you have a story that you would want to share around how your business is thinking about bringing in automation to help your employees and what that frees them up to do?
Yeah, it's a really good point. And it's powerful, to your point, customer service in particular, the expectation of knowledge for teammates, and it continues to grow by the day, right? As just the world changes and rules and regulations change, et cetera. So, when I think about the pandemic in particular, very early on, we rallied together and said, we are standing up a Truist home preservation journey founded on 4 key principles. And those principles were around keeping our clients informed, educating our clients, offering clients options, and helping them get back on track. And when you think about sustainable homeownership, that is so important to the communities where we live, work, and play. And at the same time, our teammates were also being forced to go work from home, right? So we had buildings that started closing. And so you're sort of layering these two worlds coming together of what are clients' needs and demands at the same time that we had to come up with our working from home strategy and think about what tools and technology that we could deliver to equip our teammates to serve our clients. And so, I think about something I mentioned earlier, the significant call volume that literally came in overnight into our default service centers. There were a few things that happened. One, we had to think about how could we quickly deploy a phone solution that was cloud-based for our teammates to be able to work remote from home to then serve our clients at the same time. All at the same time, we could give clients a level of transparency around how long their hold time might be, give them the option to have a callback feature and know that a teammate could be working from home and still field that phone call, which didn't exist, quite frankly, prior to March. And so You start to think about the tools and technology that we can equip our teammates with to serve our clients. I think that's a great example. In addition to things like the digital intake form that we were able to stand up with automation that fed downstream into our systems, so that when in which we did engage with a client, it wasn't about really an intake, if you will. It was more around a conversation that they could have that was consultative in nature to our clients based on what their needs were. So if it was a question around how long might I be able to get relief, what happens next, that conversation quickly pivoted to what are your unique needs? And that is a personalized experience for clients. And our teammates completely changed that conversation because we gave them the tools and technology they needed to be able to have an engaging conversation with a client. And really, they had said on multiple occasions when we quickly deployed this new software specifically for phones, in addition to the digital intake form, in addition to the chatbot, sort of all of those things coming together, the dynamics of their conversations with clients completely changed. Going from answering a phone call where maybe a client was angry, they had been holding a long period of time, and they just had a simple question of how do I apply for help, quickly pivoted to a very meaningful conversation specifically for clients that might have had a more complex need. And they wanted to wait to talk to one of our service teammates who could give them perhaps more specific personalized information. And really the dynamics for our teammates was radically different. I will tell you, we've also recently deployed the scheduling capability. Truist as an enterprise has been using that capability for some of our banking partners. I think we have to date over 400,000 appointments that have been scheduled. Within mortgage in particular, we just recently deployed that capability in partnership with Salesforce as well. And very early on, the results have been fabulous for our teammates as well, in which they have more context of the client's specific needs before they're actually calling their client for their dedicated appointment time. So they can have a more personalized conversation. They're much more prepared for that conversation with our clients, and our clients are responding really well as well. So it's a win-win all the way around.
It is funny how there's often fear, a lot of questions around automation, but what I see over and over is that the outcome for clients, for customers of any kind, is that it's actually a better experience when you can marry this world and you're putting technology to work on what it does best and kind of take those things that were obstacles before, streamline them, and put it behind the scenes so that you can put the tools that are the things that the employees and the teams need right in their hands to really focus on the customer. And it's this magical combination of answering those common questions, getting the answers that are fast to the customers that need them, and reducing the number of people who are calling in for those same questions, so that the time that they have to wait, like you mentioned, to talk to the team member, to get to, to have that thing that needs to be a real conversation, to make that happen much more quickly for the team, I think is so powerful. And I think that often gets lost in this conversation around automation is the power of how these two things work together. Did that surprise you at all?
It's interesting. So some of the key KPIs that we followed, right, coming from the business very early on, we're looking at again, hold times, right? Call abandon rates, everything that you've just mentioned, which also leads to client dissatisfaction. And it was fascinating to me to see a few levers coming together and the changing conversations, deploying some of that technology. Our call volume decreased by 75% in less than 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. We reduced our abandon rates by 85%, and we reduced our hold times by nearly 80%. I will be honest with you, for me, that was a defining moment where we could step back as one collective team and say, those were a lot of really long hours that we spent working, weekends, nights, etc. But we deployed tools and technology for both our clients and our teammates that mattered in the moment that mattered most to that client. And it's really incredibly rewarding to see the results. It's powerful.
Those are some huge metrics that you just shared, clearly impacting the business, and the qualitative feedback that you're getting from your customers and being able to have that impact. I think that is what every business is looking for and every business wants. I'm curious, earlier you spoke about bringing that feedback into your strategy, from your client feedback into the strategy. Do you also get feedback from your team, from your employees? And do you think about bringing that into the strategy as well?
We do. We do. So we have listening sessions with employees as well as with our clients, obviously. And right, both voices matter, to your point. Again, if we equip our teammates well, they serve our clients well. And I will tell you, we've also shared that anecdotal and direct feedback from clients with the teammates, and they feel like they're absolutely making an impact as well. We continue to read the testimonials directly from both clients and teammates. I will tell you, there's nothing that warms my heart more than reading a comment around clients that maybe were also out of work, have never missed a mortgage payment, knew all of a sudden they had peace of mind. They were able to get relief easy. They were able to talk to a teammate and have a personalized conversation about how to get back on track. And usually will close with something along the lines of, I'm a dedicated fan and I'm an advocate for life. And to hear that from a client and a teammate, it's incredibly powerful recipe.
It warms my heart just hearing it. It's
Proud.
amazing how empowering it is when people get the help they need, and also teammates being able to do the work, that they want to do, and they're empowered to do it. It's pretty impactful. Now,
to your point, I know like our teammates didn't come into work one day and realize that their phone volume would, be up 700% overnight. So it was incumbent upon us as an organization to equip our teammates with the tools that they needed to deliver for our clients.
And, all while sitting on a couch or sitting at a kitchen table, being able to do that from anywhere is so important now as the dynamics keep changing around, right?
Yep.
All right. So we've talked through, you've shared so many great insights. I think I will walk away from this conversation with several more things to think about for, our business and to share with other customers. What is, if you were going to leave people who are just either getting started thinking about automation or they're thinking about how they expand their strategy, what's the piece of advice you would leave for them?
Yeah. So I go back to exactly where we sat around collectively, sort of in this uncharted territory, not sure what to do, but we literally went back to the basics and said, we have got to map out the path of the aspirational home preservation experience for us. And I think for anyone in any industry, you have to know exactly what that aspirational state is. In a perfect world, you have an opportunity to test that with your clients and your teammates. It wasn't a perfect world for us. It was an overnight problem to solve. And when you think about designing and looking at what your focus should be from the client first, and backing into the front stage and backstage of what your clients need and what your teammates need, and then really recognizing where those gaps exist that you can deliver, specifically where maybe technology can play a role so that your human touch can be a much more unique engagement. Your teammates do want to feel like they're making a meaningful difference, not necessarily feel like they're completing administrative tasks and things of that nature. If you really step back and you look at your journey, and again, you go to the client first and your teammates and map out those gaps where you have a meaningful difference that you need to solve. I think that is step one. If you start there, you cannot go wrong. Recognize you need to be agile and you need to lean in, and you maybe need to fail forward and be okay with that and experiment here and there. But the reality is, if you don't do anything different, at some point, folks aren't relevant, right? We have to continue to try new things and experiment in order to continue to move forward and really serve our clients the way in which they choose to be served.
Looking at the opportunities, where is there a tolerance for some amount of risk so you can make those changes and really have more impact over time. Yeah. Sherry, I just want to say thank you. This has been a great conversation. I think lots for everyone to go and think about. Thank you for sharing your story and for being such a great customer of Salesforce. Appreciate the conversation today.
Thanks. I'm honored to be here. Appreciate it.
There are so many great takeaways to think about there. So thanks so much, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Martha and Sherry. What a great conversation. I love the 3 T's of technology, human touch, and trust. Using technology to really amplify that human touch and letting it be used in a meaningful way to really build the trust. So great conversation. Now I want to introduce Raj Singh, SVP, Product Management, Salesforce Industries, to dive into the second part of our show today, Einstein Automate.
Leah, thanks so much for having me here today. Really excited to have the opportunity to talk about Einstein Automate. In my role in Salesforce Industries, I get a chance to work with a lot of our customers, primarily in financial services, but also in communications and other areas. And the notion of automating things, both for the benefit of their employees and for their customers, is always top of mind. And it's even more so in this era of COVID. Let me start with kind of a strange introduction. And I want to quote a Saturday Night Live line from Weekend Update. And they said, you can say whatever you want about 2020, but it's got moves. And, I quote Saturday Night Live because, like many people, I need a little comic relief at the end of the week because not everything about 2020 is very funny. I mean, we are in the midst of a global pandemic. We are in the midst of some political uncertainty, a challenging economic time, and then importantly, all kinds of issues around the environment and social justice. So it is a truly unique and challenging time to be doing business and actually to just be alive. And I hope that when history writes the books on this era, the one thing that they come away with is actually the resilience and the creativity that our broader community around the world has employed to get through this era. And with those challenges in our environment, in our political system, in our health system, et cetera, there also, of course, is challenges to how we do business within the IT industry. And where there is challenges, oftentimes there's opportunities and oftentimes there's positive change. And we've certainly seen that over the last few months here amidst the pandemic. We've seen contact centers that have literally moved to the kitchen. We've seen sales meetings that have gone virtual where they used to be in person. And of course, we've seen our common customer interactions move from our storefronts to online. Now, these trends are not necessarily new. People have talked about remote workforces for some period of time. We've all kind of worked remotely, maybe at some point of our job life. And certainly the idea of getting together with distributed audiences via things like Zoom is pretty common. And importantly, lots of people were talking about digital commerce. But what really COVID has changed is the acceleration and the necessity to do that overnight. Contact centers literally emptied out of people, storefronts closed, and all of a sudden those digital channels became not the optional idea, but the main idea. And so we've been learning from our customers and also trying to innovate to support our customers as they've gone through that journey. Now, one of the things that's critical in this era is, of course, keeping employee productivity and employee health and satisfaction top of mind. And so as we've worked on increasing the speed of work and the happiness of those employees, we've had to think about how do we keep these remote workers happy and effective? How do we enable our customers to do more with less interaction from us, less in-person interaction? How do we build that digital-first mindset, knowing that we need to meet many of our customers online instead of in our offices and in our storefronts? And how do we make sure that through this extremely stressful period that our employees are happy and comfortable and not overstressed working in their now home office and balancing all their family issues that used to be kind of in the background? And so enter the idea of automation. And automation in the COVID era is not an optional paradigm, it's a required paradigm. And automation, of course, is not new, but COVID accelerates it. And so let's take a little bit of a history lesson. And I remember when I started my career, just to date myself a little bit, I used to take pride of the size of the Rolodex on my desk with all the business cards I've created. And of course, these days, we've moved away from those paper Rolodexes, first by putting our customer lists in CRM systems. And it turns out that idea of putting your customers in a computer is a pretty good idea. And now we have the opportunity that with that foundational base of all of our customers and all of our interactions in the cloud, we have the opportunity to build on that with automation. And this can be automation that can effectively help our employees do their jobs more rapidly, or it can also allow our customers to do jobs and do tasks on their own. Now, importantly, automation, again, has been around for a while, but it used to be a pretty heavy lift. A lot of work used to be required to automate different tasks and achieve those type of e-commerce functions that we see and use in our day-to-day lives. The good news is that's changing. We went from that pre-automated age with the Rolodex on the desk where there wasn't automation to achieving basic automation as we introduced enterprise systems, but that required a lot of code and a lot of development. Now we're moving to an era where those tools have fundamentally become low code or no code, enabling more and more of our employees, our business analysts, our administrators to play the role of somebody that's developing automation. And this is a key point that has really caused this confluence of our political events, our health events, and our technology events to all kind of converge to put us at an inflection point for change. Now, unfortunately, automation is not always easy. We look at a variety of platforms that are out there today, and we notice that there's a number of elements that are oftentimes missing. So we notice that, for instance, in addition to those high code areas of the past, we oftentimes find that automation platforms don't have customer insights. They don't provide the ability to link to that customer data. They also sometimes can happen in isolation, where they don't really pull together the various data points that you need to fully complete a process. And importantly, they're not pre-built for your industry. We find that the digital best practices oftentimes have to be created from company to achieve that level of success. Now at Salesforce with Einstein Automate, we're trying to solve those problems. Einstein Automate is a new family of products, if you will, a suite of technologies that pulls together the best of what Salesforce has in the area of automation, puts it all under one banner so that they can all work together, and also introduces some important new tools to fill out the suite. Our goal here is to allow you to compose intelligent workflows, be able to design basically a customer or employee-facing process that goes end-to-end, that assists basically the user in completing the task, and also doesn't require extensive training to do the task. We want to make sure that that process of going from beginning to end can include any system you have in the enterprise. So we have strong tools like Mulesoft to enable you to encapsulate some of those functions in the back end and then access them very easily during a process. And third, we also want to set up Einstein Automate so that all of our ecosystem partners, whether they be global solution consultants or ISV partners, both existing and new ones that we'll recruit, have the ability to extend this platform to do even richer and more exciting things into the future. Now, as part of this initiative, there's a few key areas that we're launching that are brand new, and we're excited to actually show you and dig deeper into these as we go throughout today's session. The first is Flow Orchestrator. Flow Orchestrator is effectively a tool to design and manage long-running workflows that go across departments in your organization, bridging from the customer experience to the back office and then back to the front again. Also is Mulesoft Composer. Mulesoft Composer makes it easier than ever to design integration without code. And then Omni Studio. Omni Studio originated in our Salesforce Industries group, and it's a way to build very compelling digital experiences in a branded environment across your customer properties as well as internally to your organization. And so these tools basically form a suite of Einstein Automate, along with some of our existing technologies like Flow and Mulesoft and others, to really form a comprehensive solution to automate your enterprise.
Wow, that was so insightful. My inner nerd is like freaking out because now we have Automate with Einstein. Listen, I'm excited to hand it over to John Kucera, who's actually going to show us how to build end-to-end workflows in your organization across any industry. Here you go.
Thanks, Leah. Process automation is a challenge for every organization, but with Einstein Automate, you'll be able to build end-to-end workflows that integrate across systems. Let's take a look at an example. This is Cumulus's website. Cumulus Mortgage is a bank in the United States. And like many organizations, Cumulus wants to make their processes more efficient and accurate. Processes like applying for a mortgage. And what I'd like to do is show you a vision of how Einstein Automate can streamline a process like this. And this would begin the moment a customer clicks apply. Now, you might not know it, but we're actually inside a Salesforce workflow right now. This branded digital experience was created with low-code tools, and it's seamlessly integrated into the customer-facing website. These same tools can be used for Medicare selection for insurance, phone buying for telecom, permits for government, and many more use cases. And this workflow is also smart. It's integrated with Salesforce, so it knows our consumer. And it's integrated with other systems to pre-populate and validate even more data, which is why just a few clicks later, we've been able to guide ourselves through this process and submit the mortgage application. What are some of the processes you've been wanting to digitize and embed in your website or communities? It's never been easier thanks to Einstein Automate. But the best thing is that Einstein Automate doesn't stop with Cumulus's consumers. It makes thousands of their mid and back office employees more productive. Let's take a look at how. Here we are in Salesforce, And this is the employee view of that same mortgage application. When this record was created, it triggered an automated process that helps their employees assess risk and process the application. How? It integrates credit scores, loan history, and risk scores from several external systems, automating activities that would typically involve employees swivel chairing between systems. And this is game changing. It saves a ton of time for Cumulus, but it also creates much higher accuracy, which is a really big deal for loan approvals. Now let's take a look at how all of this was made possible. The process begins on the App Exchange. Here you find the best-in-class robotic process automation solutions so that you can call RPA bots from your Einstein Automate processes. Einstein Automate is seamlessly integrated with the best-in-class solutions like Automation Anywhere, UiPath, and even more to automate across disconnected systems. The App Exchange is also home for 700 industry-specific best practice processes from Omni Studio. These are processes like initiating an auto insurance quote or creating an equipment repair service request. Companies like Cumulus can get started fast in just a click and have the confidence of using a best practice process. Once installed, Cumulus can use the low-code OmniScript designer to further customize this branded digital experience for the initial loan application. This could be done without writing code, which enables them to go live fast. And when OmniScript creates the mortgage application record in Salesforce, Flow Orchestrator is triggered. This is a view of that multi-user process. The major stages, as well as individual approvals and all of the processes, are organized and unified in one place, streamlining the process, but more importantly, providing visibility when bottlenecks arise. This drastically shortens the feedback loop so that you can fix issues fast. Flow Orchestrator is great for streamlining any complex process, whether case management, enterprise sales processes, new hire onboarding, and much more. These processes integrate across systems, and Cumulus created those integrations with Mulesoft Composer, a new business analyst-friendly integration solution. Using Composer, it's easy to integrate all the things. You can select one of the pre-built connectors and then point and click your way to an integration. For the first time ever, we're unleashing the power of Mulesoft's AnyPoint platform through a simple, no-code experience within Salesforce. Finally, after the loan is fully approved, the experience continues with an Einstein Chatbot. This chatbot guides our consumer through the loan selection using rich components from Salesforce, creating a seamless, modern self-service experience. And even better, it's available 24/7 to answer all types of questions and deliver contextual information that aids in the customer's journey. We have just scratched the surface. Einstein Automate has all the tools you need to automate complete workflows, from customer to employee workflows, from your website all the way to your back office systems. Thank you, and back to you, Leah.
Thank you, John. That was great. You know you're speaking my love language when you talk about automate, low code integrations. Oh, that was just a bundle of goodness. Thank you. To learn more about Einstein, go to the trail mix you see on your screen, sforce.co/smarteinstein. Now, before we get to the next part of our show, I want to give a special thank you to Accenture for their partnership for sponsoring this episode. Thank you, Accenture. Now, you all know the drill. You want to see today's musical performance and interview with the one, the only Meghan Trainor. Please go to Salesforce Live right now. That's right now. That's salesforce.com/live. We'll be waiting for you, so come on over. If you're watching on Twitter, head on over to Salesforce Live right now.